We have a new class on the small sled, 4,000 pound, 4 miles an hour. We have an Oliver 77 over there. And he picked a high gear and it's going to run out of power at 147 feet. 147. As he stuffs the clutch at 343 feet. 343 for the Oliver 1955, the Cummins swap. I believe that's 10,000 pound, 12 miles an hour is the class. They have not swapped the signs yet. But, all right, we'll pan back to the small sled. All right, we got an Alice WD-45, I believe, on the far track. Didn't make it very far as it spins out at 84 feet. 84 feet for the Alice WD. And looks like we got an Oliver with a 2255 Caterpillar V8 hooked up to the to the big sled near track. Coming up next. That's another full pull as he just stuffed the clutch earlier than that 1955 did, and he'll stop at 319. He could have kept going if he wanted to, but that's where he put the clutch in. All right, let's get back to the far track where we have an Oliver 70 standard on the sled. I don't know if you can see in the background the fire truck getting ready to pull. She's headed for the wall. Alright, she'll put the clutch in and stops at 228 feet. Alright, here comes that kitty cat in the Oliver, 12 miles an hour. He starts running out of power. Keeps shifting down and he'll spin out at 245. 245. The Super 77 Oliver is back on the sled. New class, 4 miles an hour, 4,000 pound. And he'll stop at 235 feet. 235. Tractor on the sled, Alice Chalmers WD. He'll get stopped at 203 feet, 203. We have a Oliver 77 with a single front on the far sled, 4,000 pounds, 4 mile an hour. It's up past 150. having a pretty decent hook. And he's going to stop at 231. 231. All right, we got a semi-class on the near track. A cab over white. Looks like 1980s or 90s, I guess. Oh, something popped. I don't know why, but they got that rear axle chained up. Let's see if he can move. Fire track, we got Oliver 77 being run by Cody Lynden. Still in the 4,000 pound, 4 mile an hour class. Oh, Big Ugly's still able to move. They just threw this bunch of parts in this truck, got it running here just in the last week or two, just for this pull. I don't know what popped, but I heard it pop again. There it goes. Alright, Cody's Oliver, we got stopped at 160 feet. The truck got stopped at 215. 215 for Big Ugly. Out into the grass, 363 feet before he puts the clutch in. 363 for the Pete. Shoot, I didn't even hear him coming. He's got the exhaust dumped out underneath. The project truck's going to be his future hauler for hauling tractors and tractor pulls. Alright, new class, far sled. We got 4,000 pounds, 6 mile an hour. We got Dan on the WD. And he will stop at 212 feet. 212 for Dan. Alright, the fire truck's hooked to the sled, but right now we got Jason on the far sled. 77 Oliver at the single front. 6 miles an hour. Here comes the fire truck. He's cruising. Chasing down the roller. Oh, he missed the shift. Box is at the top and he's still pulling it over the hump. He finally puts the clutch in at 330 feet. Meantime, we got Jason over here at the Oliver. He got down to 224. Again, that 6 mile an hour, 4,000 pound class. We got Taylor Boyer on his WD. He's on the far track. Again, 6 mile an hour, 4,000 pounds. Got a hook on, he's getting down there. Alright, he's going to power out and put the clutch in at 333. It's a full pull plus, 333 for Taylor. Hey, we got Big Kenworth on the truck sled. Look at them tires. Pretty high gear. He's starting to power out. They kind of look like some type of ag tire. And he'll stop at 316 for the Kenworth. 316. So we have the Oliver Row Crop 66 with that chrome grill. We got Lauren driving. He's in that 6 mile an hour, 4,000 pound class. up over 200. And he's going to run out of power and say that that's good enough at 291. 291. All right, looks like we're going to run through the semi-class one more time. Up first is going to be that white called Big Ugly. And he's not going to get very far. You heard a pop on his first hook. And I didn't see his right front set of drivers spinning. I saw the left side, but not the right. And again, the rear axle's chained up. You can see it spinning, but it's not on the ground. So I don't know why they did that. But he gets stopped at 137 feet. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm on the sled. I have no idea if I like where my weights are. I'm in the 3,500 pound 4 mile an hour class. Got down to 185, but I didn't see what my competitor got, so we'll hope for the best. Check my tire mark. Nice flat and even. Oh, on my right. Got more than the got stopped at 298. Yeah, that's quite the view. Right, we got to circle around, get back in line for the 6 mile an hour class.
2003 excursion quickly in our powder throw.
You can see the truck class has started without me. I think this is the street truck challenge class. All right, they're talking to the sled operator. They might make a change. All right, my nephew Tanner's on my brother's tractor. It's a little Massey 22, I believe. Continental flathead 4-cylinder, and they stuffed a turbo on it years ago.
Tanner runs her out of power.
And he's going to run out of power at 152 feet. And he's in the next class, 6 mile an hour, 4,000 pounds, that I'm about to get into. Okay, I put one small weight on the front, 2 on the back. I'm hoping to get a little more bite on the track and keep my nose down. Sled just got back. Not many tractors in these classes, so I'm all of a sudden I'm running. Go from standing around all day to hurry up and get it in. Alright, we are hooked. Take the slack out. Bumping the chain right there. Wait for the green light. We got it. 6 mile an hour, so I get the hammered out of the hole. Wheels up, 186 feet. All right, I'm done for the day. 2 hooks, about 5 minutes. All right, my nephew's back up, Tanner. I'm the little Massey at the turbos. What, 3250, I believe, 3250. And he might be the only one in the class. Let's see, and he'll stop at 150 feet, 150. Okay, went from a Ford Excursion to a Ford, I think, a F350. And he's gonna get stopped back there at 161. They, I believe, left the sled type from the semi class, and now the truck's just got to deal with it. All right, over on the small sled, we have an Alice Chalmers CA, I believe 3,000 pounds. Three miles an hour. Holy cow, she's way back there. 103 feet, 103. And he'll get stopped at 199 feet, 199. Next we got Marv on his Ford 800. up higher than I'm sure he'd like. No weight on the front end. Oh, and he's going to stop early. 126 feet. 126. Truck. Nice hook. The Dodge gets stopped at 215. 215 for the gray Dodge. Alright, we got Lauren on his farm RC on the sled next, and he does not, he's got weight on the nose, but not enough. He's going sky high. He's having troubles. And he'll spin out at 122, 122 feet. All right, the Ford kind of gets out on everybody at 265. 265. It was currently raining chunks of mud there for the last 2 or 3 hooks. Okay, back to the small sled, far track. We have Alexa on the little Alice CA again, new class. Should be 3,000 pound, 4 mile an hour. Hey, she got down here. Did pretty good. Yeah, she reaches 171 feet. 171. So I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm talking about with these trucks. I think we went from street class to, I don't know what they call the next class of diesel trucks, but we're there. And this black and white Dodge might be the last one of this class. And they might be running the trucks through twice like they did the semis, and I didn't catch the whole semi class as it was all of a sudden it's my turn to go. Yeah. I don't know the truck classes. I never pulled in the truck classes because I couldn't afford to break my truck. I didn't want to designate a truck to truck pulling. I mean, it looked like fun, don't get me wrong, but I don't have that kind of interest. My interest in tractors, that's what makes me happy, so that's what I play with. All right, we got Marv on his Ford 800, 801, 840. Anyway, it's a beautiful tractor. 4 mile an hour, 3,000 pounds. Marv's having a good time, sorta. That first horn was him breaking the speed limit. The second one didn't matter. But he waved to the crowd, aw shucks, and just gave her the beans, finished his hook. And he'll stop at 286. That's too bad. All you have to do is bump it by one number on the speed and then you're DQ'd. Once you get past the orange cones over there, I don't know if you can see them, but he made it past. Alright, the Dodge has got the green flag. We gotta wait for him to spin that thing up and let her rip. I do need to make a correction. There is another truck in this class. It's just pulling up. The red Dodge. he's called Seeing Red. In the meantime, let's see what he can do. I don't know if he had a problem, but it looked like he slowed down and put the clutch in. He got up to 18.5 miles an hour and gets stopped at 260 feet. 260. We got Lauren on the front wheel seat back. 4 mile an hour yet, 3,000 pound. He's going to power out at 162 feet, or 162. All right, we have Sean Taylor with his Alice CA on the far sled. We have Seeing Red, the big red Dodge, warming up on the near track. Oh, and Taylor blew the horn. He's in the 6 mile an hour class. Under our rules, we get to keep going. We don't have to stop because the horn blows and you're DQ'd. You get to keep going, and just as he did, he got DQ'd, and then he ends up getting down to 285 feet. 285. All right, we're gonna pan back down here. We're waiting for Seeing Red to spool that sucker up, take a shot. Something broke. I see parts on the track. So I don't think it's the engine. He's still backing her up, but it smells funny. I smell oil. Alright, Seeing Red brakes at 142 feet. 142. Much, and he's gonna spin out. Alright, I don't know if I said Dan was in 8 mile an hour. I think it's still 6, and so is George on son's Alice CA. George will spin out at 208 feet. 208. Okay, we are moving into Pro Mods. That is big block powered, alcohol injected Pro Mod pulling trucks, 4-wheel drive. Coming up next. Up first is going to be Agent Orange, one I've been watching since I was little. And at the same time, we're still pulling antique tractors and getting lighter, smaller tractors. I think we're at 3,000 pounds, 3 mile an hour. Not sure. Birds aren't always flipped right. Down here I can smell the alcohol from that truck. Alright. Bobby gets stopped at 153. Something was not quite right with Agent Orange. don't know if it's the truck or the sun's too tight. But he's going to stop at 142 as he let out the throttle and just let it come to a stop, so he didn't get any hotter than he needed to. Again, 142 for Agent Orange. We got Dan back on the Super CA. Right along 6 miles an hour. When he gets down there, full pole territory, 307. 307. Hey, we even have a Toyota class. Or at least we have one in it. Looks like a nice wheeler. And he'll get down to 236 feet. He's also one of our tractor pullers. I don't know if he got here in time. No, he didn't. He didn't get to pull today. He showed up a little too late. So hopefully tomorrow we'll see him pull the tractor as well. Okay, we got a 1972 Chevy short box pickup coming up next in the Pro Mod class. Just talking to the owner. She says that her dad bought the truck brand new in 1972 and has had it all these years, and she's seen all the changes, obviously all the way to Pro Mod. Here we go. Something is not right. The last puller of Agent Orange sounded like he had his mag switch was shut off on the orange GMC back here while he's trying to start it. Well, he may have flooded it with alcohol, or they drove through the rain last night to get here. Maybe there's moisture somewhere, but it never revved up past 5 grand. He says it pulls at 7 grand, so it never spun up the way it should, so he just shut her down, try not to hurt anything. So back to Little Thunder. The lady was telling me that her husband, after they inherited the truck 5 years ago, just got this engine back together. Yeah, he's definitely having problems. I hope they can figure it out for tomorrow. All right, we're done with the antiques. I think all we got left is a few pulling tractors, some big diesels. But first we got a Cummins swapped white. Just got to get her spooled up. Higher, higher, higher. You can see the guys. I can see the guys. So he's never pulled anything like this. The owner's on the right side giving him instructions. The driver's dad's on the left side, and the dad and the son have rebuilt a lot of this tractor. And the owner, Fred, is trying to give him instructions. He's got to spool it up, and now the weight just fell off. So, not that he's a rookie driver, but he's new to this type of pulling.
I know, I had to stay and watch.
It looks like it's still running. All right, we'll come back when they figure it out. Okay, he's gonna run it down the end of the track. Something not quite right, so let's not bust it. So this is Identity Crisis. Beautiful tractor. Hopefully you can make it back tomorrow. In the meantime, I think we got 2 hooks left. We got a International 1066, and then we got Big Bertha to round out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, he gets down to 277. Looks like they had the sled set right for that hook. 277 for Raging Bull. Ford Excursion just doing its level best in the street class. 214 feet. This is the second time around for the trucks. We do have a few more to go. Talked to Dave, the driver of this excursion. He said he only thought they were doing one hook this today, but looks to be otherwise. Alright, the F350. It stopped 201 feet. And that should be it for the street challenge class. And we'll move into the next, I don't know what they call the next class, but they're not stock. Let's put it that way. The Mega Milf Hauler gets down to 201 feet, 201. The gray diesel Vixen truck gets down to 265. 265. Feet for the Ford. Hey, we're going to round out the show with Big Bertha. He's off for a rodeo ride there. Bertha on two wheels, half the track, gets down to 312 feet. So that's going to do it here for us at Berthusen Park here in Lynden, Washington, with the Puget Sound Antique Tractor and Machinery Association's first day of the spring pull, the two-day pull, 2 days. So we're not done yet. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.